This week, I am interviewing Andrew Hoch. Andrew's great because he wanted to host every single design conference in the nation for this year. So he launched his political campaign that said, I am your host, the people's host. And that obviously is not happening anymore. And so he is now going to host a conference called CanceledCon. It's a virtual convention. He has taken the largest lemon possible and wrung every single drop out of it to make a delicious glass of lemonade for himself. So, please join us for CanceledCon. Tell your friends, come to this event. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy. And I want you to create an axis of evil, a band of evildoers, made up of real world villains. Who would be in your axis of evil?
Yeah, so it's 4 people.
Okay.
Kind of like a 3-tier structure. So we have Ollie Moss, who's an amazing illustrator, designer. He does like really great posters. He did all this stuff for like Frozen on Broadway and all this incredible work. He would do all like the propaganda stuff. Just because it's like really important to have like good propaganda. Then I would have like the head of like the axis of evil would be the Olsen twins. Like, I just feel like they were super cute and like everyone trusts them. And now they're like I always see pictures and they're like big coats and like giant glasses, like they're coffee. And they just feel like they could be secret supervillains. And especially because there's 2 of them, they could do like the Mission Impossible, like bait and switch where it's like, we got him. And then they're like, haha, I'm the other one.
You mean the actual life that they're living now?
Yes, they could very easily be doubles for each other and do all kinds of sketchy stuff.
And they have in the past.
So. Yeah, and I want them to like orchestrate everything. I just imagine them like in the lava cave with like 2 chairs that like rotate at the same time. And like they're just in sync all the time, same outfits. So them running everything, and then I want to bring back from the dead John Philip Sousa to just like.
The like marching band?
Yeah, like the marching band guy. Like just to make sure that like if we're doing like parades, if we're like getting people like hyped and doing like propaganda videos, like I need John Philip Sousa to just like bring it. I feel like a lot of like influence is gained through creativity. And so I would have like really good creatives and then just throw whoever and be like, okay, as long as they have like ideals that are like evil enough, I'm like, sure, why not? That's what the Olsen twins are like. They're evil. Yeah. They could be evil enough.
They could. Yeah.
Let's get good creatives behind them and like they'll seem super evil.
I like that you chose.
Yeah.
Marching band. That's the right answer, I think, and I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. It's moving. It like needs that like depth of emotion.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So maybe to counter that, what is a heroic act that you've done in your life that maybe would counter their horribleness?
Okay. I need to preface this as like, this is a completely true story that actually happened.
All right.
I was at the beach. I think I was at Long Beach, and we're walking down the beach, and all these people start screaming, right? And I'm like, someone's dying.
I'm naked. This could be the reason.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what's up? No. And so I'm like, what's happening? Like, I'm not a good swimmer. I'm not going to save someone. Like, I'm loud, so I could like yell and get a lifeguard or something. And so I run over, and there's this baby dolphin that's sitting on the beach. Like cute little like baby dolphin. Yeah. And I'm like, oh no, like it's dying. And it's like looking at me with its little eye. And it's like, save me.
Yeah.
And everyone's like just standing around it. And I'm like, I'm
Here
saving it. And so I literally pick up this baby dolphin in my arms. And the lifeguard's like shouting at me. He's like, don't touch it. And I was like, I'm saving it. And so I'm like holding it in my arms and like walking into the ocean. And I've got like my shoes on, like I'm like just full on into the ocean. And he's like looking up at me and he's like, thank you. And I like let him go and he gets like caught by a wave and like pushed back. And I was like, not today. And so I grab him again and like take him out past the break and like set him free and he like swims off. And I'm like, cool. And I walk out and my phone was in my pocket. And so, at the time, a couple days later, my parents were trying to get a hold of me, and they're like, "We couldn't get a hold of you." Like I was off at college, and they're like, "What happened?" And I told them the story, and my dad's like, "You don't have to lie to me. You can just tell me that you broke your phone, and like we can get a new one." And I was like, "No, it actually happened. I saved a dolphin." So yeah, I saved a dolphin. That's my like heroic story.
Yeah. Did that carry over? Like when you went back to school, you're like, "I'm a planet saver. I don't need to be in this stupid class."
It felt right.
Okay.
I did feel happy for like a long time, and I was like, I think I did the right thing.
Oh, so you kind of questioned like, oh man, maybe they were right. I could have
I got really sad when
ostracized
people were
dolphin.
like, it's going to die because you touched it. I was like, oh no, I killed it.
Right.
And then I was like, no, I feel like it was right.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird that everybody was just like gawking, standing over it.
Oh yeah. I feel like people don't like do stuff. They just like wait for other people to do things.
They need the authority to say, yeah, that's cool. You can do that.
Authority or just like not caring and just, I don't know. There's a lot of like, oh no, what are people going to think? I'm just like, I don't care. I'm throwing this dolphin in the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. You could have just like, oh, I tried when it washed back up. Like, oh, yeah, I did what I could.
And you're like, I'm not the guy for this.
Right.
And you're like, I don't like.
You committed, full commitment.
Yeah, like maybe I'm the guy for this. Might as well give it a shot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a really good segue because what you're doing now is you're trying to take over the world.
Yes,
in
exactly.
a way.
With the Olsen twins.
Yeah, exactly.
And John Philip Sousa.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be the four of you.
Yeah.
Well, the five of you.
Yeah,
There's
those
two
twins
of the
count as
twins.
one. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I feel like a lot of times as creatives, we need that authority or that we care too much maybe. And we don't want to commit. We don't want to be that guy, like you're saying. So what makes you the guy? What are you trying to do that gives you the authority to do what you're doing now?
Yeah, I think I spent a lot of my career, and I realized this like recently as I transitioned. I just transitioned to full-time freelance about 7 months ago, probably 8 or 9 once this comes out. I don't know.
Sure.
I realized that I had waited a long time for like someone else to maximize my potential. That I'm like, oh, I think I can do these things, but I'm afraid to like take that step. Like maybe if someone gives me permission, maybe if somebody like helps me or like gives me that step. And then I realized like, oh, I'm going to try to maximize my own potential and take a shot. And I mean, jumping off the cliff is like, cool, we're going to crash and burn, or like, we're going to learn to fly. Right. And it's going to be really cool if we fly. And if we crash and burn, then like, I'll figure something out. Like,
sure.
It's not going to be the end of the world. Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
Great,
You're like, I can always go get a job somewhere doing something else, even if it's not like living my passion. Yeah. I'm like, cool, let's try to like thrive in my passion. And if I can't do that, then I'll figure something out.
Yeah. Was there like a moment that you said like, oh yeah, I'm really miserable and I'm going to do this?
Oh gosh.
Was it when you became a freelancer, or was it like in the time that you have been doing it, you've realized, oh, what am I waiting for?
Yeah, I think that after the fact, I realized, and this was like a big turning point for me, is a lot of times in my career, I look back and I realized that I had sacrificed the idea of success for my happiness. And success is not something that I could like measure. It was like this like abstract concepts of like, I think I'm successful, but I can very tangibly measure like, am I happy? Am I happy doing this? Am I happy putting this out? Is this work that I'm happy with? And that mindset shift for me has been the biggest thing in going freelance is like, cool, I'm going to focus on my happiness and not necessarily my work that I'm like, cool, I'm going to be super miserable one night because I'm, working for 5 hours doing something that I hate.
Right.
But then the next day, like I'm going to go to the zoo because I have the ability to make my own schedule to like manage the happiness in overall and not just be completely ruled. Yeah. Yeah. And the idea of like, don't give up what you want for what you want now, that you're like, I want to like leave now because it's miserable and just wanting to give up. And you're like, no, like I want to have margin, and doing this now means that I can have margin eventually. No. I just want the margin now.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of people's. Yeah. I don't mind just sticking it out and being miserable for a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So that kind of led you to have this idea. Were you just like laying in bed and just, you know what? I think I'm going to, I guess maybe what came first, the desire to lead all the conferences, or did that kind of come as like, okay, I want to be super creative and like take over in a way, and this is how you saw to do that? Yeah,
I think so. I had the idea. I think maybe someone else had the idea when we were talking. My friend Peter Del Tondo, I think, maybe had the idea. I had hosted Creative South a couple years, and then I hosted Circles Conference, and I was like, I love emceeing. I love being around people, the energy that like conferences give me. And so we were talking, and I was like, what if, because it's an election year, what if I just launch this all-out fake political campaign to try to host every design conference in the United States? Yeah. And it's one of those like, this is not going to happen. It's like the pipe dream, but it's a fun, like full-on performance art, fully encompassing. Like I love when J.J. Abrams, so like Cloverfield, when Cloverfield, the first one came out, I was like on the internet every day. They're like fake websites. And like, if you track to this location, if you figure this out, and it was this full like augmented reality thing. Right. And I loved being able to just follow along and be like, cool, none of this is real. I don't care, but I'm totally in. And creating a world to kind of step out of my reality. And so I want to do that. Like, that's what I love doing with branding project with clients. And I was like, I want to create this reality where I'm this political figure, but I'm in control of all of it. Like, I'm controlling the narrative. I'm telling the story, and try to do this to, I mean, get good exposure, to have people know me, to get more face forward. Those kind of things are great. But to be able to have a great portfolio piece at the end and then host some conferences in the meantime, why not?
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's pretty cool. Is there an inspiration that you're seeing for that? I can't even think of anybody else that's even attempting that. Well, I mean, aside from like movies, which are trying to immerse their people.
Yeah, I think it's really important for creatives to get inspiration from things that aren't their, aren't their practice.
Medium,
yeah. So like, getting and staying in design is like cool brand systems and like cool, this is a great campaign or whatever. But I'm super inspired by like Marina Abramovich, who's a performance artist who's done a lot of like really cool pieces. People like Eric Andre, who is just like a full character, like Sacha Baron Cohen, people like that are outside of like the design realm, but create these experiences for people that I think overlaps with design really well. And so I just love tracking that and being able to create a world that, I mean, part of this was like the political scene is so crazy right now. And I was like, let's have fun with it. Like, let's take a break from all this craziness, do something that's like in the zone, but it's just like fun. Like none of it matters. It's fun. You can engage if you want. If you don't, then move on. So yeah, it's really been that. There are definitely people that when I did like the hack that happened recently, like people were like concerned and like texting me, and I was like, okay, it's cool that you're like engaging with like the campaign or whatever, and like you're into this thing that I'm building.
So tell me a little bit more about that, because that kind of like counters some of the maybe egotistical elements, or you're introducing like, all right, this is a joke. Well, I guess I saw it and I knew like, okay, he's poking fun, or there's more. This isn't serious, but
yes. Yeah, so I launched the Hoch 2020, the Hoch.host, HSCH.host, was the website that I was using, and I launched it, and it was like full political campaign. We had social images and like endorsements from like different designers, and like an election tracker, and like,
so it almost worked too well.
Yes, and so in reality, I got hacked. Like in real life, I got hacked, and they took down the website, they put it behind a PayPal like paywall. And so I had to go to my host and like take down the site, reset everything, have them like clear everything out, change my name servers, all that stuff, and then I had to rebuild the site. And I was like, cool. It like legit got hacked by like Russian hackers.
Well, what was the amount that they were asking for?
Oh, I don't know. It literally just came up with like a PayPal thing, and I was like, nope, this is not.
This is too real.
And then I was like trying to go to different pages on my website, and it would have like the error messages, but it was just all in Russian, and I was like, it actually happened. And so I was mad for like 5 minutes, and then I started taking screenshots, and I was like, case study. Yeah, so that gave me the idea to then run like a full-on smear campaign. When I had that idea, I started planting seeds that will be phase 3 that may happen by the time this video comes out. So in the hack, I was hacked by this organization that was called REC, just REC. And so I knew that I wanted to do something with the Hack Slander campaign. So I started planting things in Adobe Stream videos, in promotional social media assets that I've used months and months ago. And so I'm going to do an investigation into this hack.
That's cool.
And release that like, hey, we know this organization was happening. We've been tracking them for so long. And then pull screenshots, pull videos to show like these numbers are hidden in this thing that like translate to these numbers, that translate to letters. And so that's the phase 3 is coming back and kind of just tying in and showing, I mean, in a design perspective, the case study that this is super planned out, very meticulous. Every detail has been planned for a full experience so that like this campaign comes together. But yeah, that's the next big move in the campaign.
Obviously, everything is canceled, but you persevere.
I tried. Yes. I had the idea, literally, what day is it? April. It's April 1st now. I think I had the idea talking with some of the Creative South team, and we decided to postpone Creative South. I was like, I should just do like a super fun, like all day stream and just do like a 1-day stream where like I hang out with people. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I put together like a stupid little website and made some graphics. And then it started to blow up. And now it's 2 days, 12 hours a day.
I think there's 5,000 people RSVP'd and Canceled Con is happening.
Obviously everybody's in the same place, getting totally crushed by coronavirus. Do you have any like kind of inspirational words, maybe something you want to say to help people not get so stuck? Or, I mean, you did it and it seems easy, but obviously there's a ton of work and you have a lot of support.
I really wanted to build something that would be like an escape from all that. I think people are like, oh, like, Cancel Con is happening because of the coronavirus. And I'm like, no, it's happening like in spite of the coronavirus. Like it's happening as like a, middle finger to the face of the coronavirus. It's like, no, we're going to do it. Full send. And I think the thing, like the whole process for me has been like super late nights and super exhausting and super crazy, but it's been a nice distraction. And I'm like, oh, this is like fun. And I love having fun and like trying to make people laugh and just be goofy and have like a weekend of escapism. And so like in the chat over the weekend, like every word that I could think of that is related to anything to that is just muted. And so no, you can't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Like we're just going to have fun and try to do stupid stuff. Yeah, and like push forward. I think that there's always a place for comedy and fun and, I don't know, laughs, even when things are hard, to kind of forget for a little while. Not irresponsibly, but I don't know. Bliss is ignorance, or ignorance is bliss sometimes. That's the saying.
Absolutely. Completely agree. Thank you for joining me again. Thanks for doing this. Excited for this event next weekend.
I am very excited and hopefully it happens.